My beloved child, before this moment slips quietly into another ordinary memory, remain here just a little longer, because something gentle has been moving toward your life long before you noticed its footsteps. What is about to unfold is not loud, and it does not arrive with confusion. It comes with a quiet certainty that only a patient heart can recognize. There are seasons when nothing seems to change on the surface, yet beneath every silent day, countless unseen moments are arranging themselves with remarkable precision. This is one of those seasons. Don't skip, because what you are about to understand may connect pieces you have been carrying for far longer than you realize. There is a reason your heart has felt strangely reflective lately. There is a reason familiar thoughts keep returning without asking permission. There is a reason hope has refused to disappear, even on days when it felt easier to let it go. Every small feeling has been preparing you for a conversation that has not yet happened, but is already becoming possible. The request that is slowly making its way toward you is not built on pressure. It is built on honesty. It asks for nothing you are incapable of giving. Yet before it arrives, heaven desires one thing from you above everything else, a peaceful heart that listens before it reacts. Imagine standing beside a quiet river just before sunrise. Nothing appears dramatic. The water barely moves. The air feels still. Yet in those moments, everything is changing. Light is preparing to meet the earth even before your eyes can see it. Life often works the same way. The greatest turning points rarely announce themselves. They simply arrive when your spirit has become ready to recognize them. Stay till the end, because something important is waiting for you, and every sentence is another small step towards seeing it clearly. There is someone whose thoughts have become unexpectedly deeper whenever your memory crosses their mind. They have discovered that certain feelings cannot be replaced by distractions or delayed by time. Instead of fading, those feelings have become quieter, and somehow stronger. They are beginning to understand that some connections ask for courage rather than certainty. But before courage becomes action, there is always a season of reflection. That season is happening now. Perhaps you have wondered why certain doors remained closed, why certain conversations never happened when you expected them to, or why life insisted on slowing everything down. What if those delays were not empty spaces? What if they were gentle preparations, protecting both hearts from meeting before wisdom had fully grown? Sometimes waiting is not the absence of progress. Sometimes waiting is progress itself, quietly shaping people into who they need to become. As these moments continue unfolding, another realization is drawing closer. The request that is coming will not be ordinary because it will carry something much greater than simple words. It will carry sincerity. It will carry humility. It will carry the quiet hope that two lives can begin understanding one another without pretending to be perfect. That is why your own heart is being invited to become lighter today. Release the conversations you keep replaying. Release the answers you never received. Release the need to control every chapter before it arrives. Peace creates room for beautiful things to enter. And when that room exists, even unexpected blessings know exactly where to find you. There is still another piece of this story that has not been revealed, one gentle detail that changes the meaning of everything you've heard so far. It has already begun moving toward you, even if you cannot see it yet. When the next moment arrives, you will understand why every quiet step before this one truly mattered. The quietest moments often carry the greatest meaning, and this is one of them. Long before words are spoken aloud, they are rehearsed within the heart. Someone has been doing exactly that. Again and again, they have imagined what they would say if they were finally given the opportunity to speak without fear, without pride, and without pretending to be someone they are not. Every imagined conversation has taught them something unexpected, that the most meaningful request is never built from perfect sentences, but from genuine intention. Stay a little longer, because another layer of this story is only beginning to unfold. There is an invisible difference between waiting because nothing is happening and waiting because everything is quietly coming together. From where you stand, those two seasons may look identical. Yet heaven sees what your eyes cannot. Small moments that seemed unrelated have been fitting together like pieces of a beautiful design. A passing memory. A familiar song. An unexpected smile. A peaceful evening that arrived after a difficult day. None of these moments were meaningless. They have been gently preparing both hearts to recognize something valuable instead of rushing past it. The one connected to your journey has started noticing changes within themselves that cannot easily be explained. They have become slower to judge, quicker to listen, and more willing to appreciate what once seemed ordinary. The idea of reaching out no longer feels like a distant possibility. Instead, it has become a quiet thought that returns almost every day. They are beginning to realize that some people are not remembered because life was perfect with them. They are remembered because something authentic remained long after the moments had passed. Don't skip, because the next realization may be the one your heart has been waiting to hear. The request that is approaching is not simply about asking for attention. It is about asking for understanding. It carries the hope that two people can meet again with greater wisdom than before. Imagine receiving words that are gentle instead of rushed, honest instead of complicated, peaceful instead of uncertain. That kind of conversation changes more than a single day. It changes the direction of everything that follows. Perhaps you have noticed yourself becoming calmer in ways you never expected. Situations that once disturbed your peace now seem smaller than they used to. This quiet strength did not appear by accident. Every challenge has been teaching your heart how to recognize lasting peace over temporary emotion. Heaven prepares people through ordinary days before extraordinary moments arrive. That preparation is one of the greatest gifts, even when it goes unnoticed. There is another beautiful truth hidden beneath everything you have heard so far. The request that is coming is not only preparing the other heart, it is revealing something within yours as well. It is inviting you to notice how much you have grown, how much grace you have gained, and how different your perspective has become. The version of you that will receive this moment is not the same version that once waited anxiously for answers. You have become more patient, more thoughtful, more capable of recognizing sincerity when it appears. Something important is waiting for you, not because it arrives suddenly, but because it has been quietly approaching with remarkable care. Every unseen step has been leading toward a meeting of hearts that values truth over appearance and peace over urgency. Yet there remains one final piece that has not been placed into the picture. It is the very reason heaven has asked you to prepare first, and once that hidden reason is revealed, everything that seemed mysterious until now will begin to make perfect sense. Have you ever noticed how the most meaningful moments rarely announce themselves? They arrive quietly, almost unnoticed, until one small detail suddenly changes everything you thought you understood. That is where this journey is leading now. A new chapter is not rushing toward you with noise or urgency. Instead, it is approaching with remarkable peace, allowing every lesson you have learned to become part of what comes next. Stay till the end, because another piece of the picture is about to settle into place, and without it, the story remains incomplete. Somewhere beyond your sight, a decision has been growing stronger with each passing day. It did not begin as certainty. It began as a question. Then that question slowly became hope. Hope became confidence. Confidence became quiet determination. The heart connected to yours has discovered that running from what feels genuine only creates greater distance within themselves. They have started understanding that honesty requires courage, but courage always begins with one simple choice: to stop hiding what truly matters. There is something beautiful about preparation that many people overlook. It is not only about getting ready for what is coming. It is about becoming the kind of person who can fully receive it. Imagine someone trying to hold a precious gift with closed hands. It cannot happen until those hands are willing to open. In the same way, heaven has been gently opening your heart, not through force, but through patience, reflection, unexpected kindness, and quiet moments that taught you to value peace more than perfection. Don't skip, because the next realization may speak directly to something your own heart has quietly wondered about. The request that is drawing closer is not asking you to become someone different. It is inviting you to recognize the strength that has already been growing within you. Sometimes people believe they must achieve more, become more, or prove more before meaningful moments arrive. Yet some of life's greatest blessings appear only after we stop trying to earn them and simply become willing to receive them with gratitude. There have been moments when you questioned the silence. Perhaps you wondered why nothing seemed to move as quickly as you hoped. But silence has its own language. It teaches patience without speaking. It builds wisdom without demanding attention. It creates room for clarity before important conversations begin. What once felt like empty waiting was quietly becoming the foundation for something far more lasting than a temporary emotional moment. Now another layer begins to reveal itself. The one whose heart has been changing is no longer focused on old misunderstandings or unfinished chapters. Their attention has shifted toward possibilities instead of regrets. They are beginning to imagine conversations filled with openness instead of assumptions. They are discovering that the future does not have to repeat the past. That realization has become stronger than fear, and every day it quietly grows. Something important is waiting for you, and it is closer than it appears. Not because extraordinary events happen overnight, but because meaningful change often reaches its destination one peaceful step at a time. The request that heaven has been preparing is becoming clearer, yet one final truth remains hidden for now. Why was this request delayed until this exact season? Why not months ago? Why not sooner? The answer carries a quiet beauty that changes the meaning of every delay, every unanswered question, and every silent moment you have lived through. And when that answer finally arrives, you will see that nothing meaningful was ever truly standing still. There is a quiet moment that exists just before a sunrise, when the world still looks unchanged, yet the light has already begun its journey. Most people never notice that moment because they are waiting for something obvious. But heaven often works through beginnings that are almost invisible. That is where your story now stands. What has been prepared for you is no longer a distant possibility. It is becoming a reality one peaceful step at a time, and every passing day brings another unseen piece into its proper place. Stay a little longer, because this next part carries a realization that many hearts spend years searching for. The request that has been forming is unlike anything built on impulse. It has been shaped by reflection, quiet lessons, and moments of sincere growth. Every time your soulmate thought they had reached the end of their understanding, another truth gently appeared before them. They began to realize that meaningful connections are not sustained by perfect timing alone. They are sustained by honesty, patience, and the willingness to meet someone with an open heart instead of old expectations. For a long time, they believed they needed every answer before taking a single step forward. Now they understand something completely different. They no longer need certainty to move, they only need sincerity. That small change has transformed everything inside them. Instead of wondering whether the future can be trusted, they have started believing that some journeys reveal themselves only after the first courageous step is taken. Perhaps you have sensed a quiet shift within yourself as well. The things that once demanded all of your attention no longer carry the same weight. Your heart has become calmer. Your thoughts have become clearer. Even when questions remain unanswered, there is a growing peace that reminds you not every chapter has to be understood immediately. That peace is not accidental. It is one of heaven's greatest preparations, because a peaceful heart recognizes blessings that a restless heart often overlooks. Don't skip, because another beautiful truth is beginning to unfold. The request that is approaching is not centered on changing your future overnight. It is centered on creating a foundation that can last. Lasting moments are never built through excitement alone. They are built through trust, consistency, gentle understanding, and the courage to remain genuine even when life becomes uncertain. That is why this preparation has taken time. It has never been about delay. It has always been about depth. Imagine two paths slowly drawing closer after traveling separately for a very long distance. Neither path rushed toward the other. Each one carried its own lessons, its own quiet victories, and its own moments of growth. Yet all along, they were moving toward the same meeting point without realizing it. Sometimes the greatest miracle is not that two paths finally cross. It is that they arrive carrying exactly the wisdom they needed to share. Something important is waiting for you, not hidden behind impossible signs or dramatic moments, but within a simple truth that becomes more beautiful the longer you reflect on it. The request your soulmate has been preparing is beginning to carry more than words. It carries respect. It carries gratitude. It carries the quiet hope that this next chapter can be written differently from every chapter before it. And yet, one final piece still remains untouched. There is a reason heaven chose this exact season for the request to appear instead of another. It is a reason so gentle that many people overlook it completely, but once it is revealed, every delay, every unexpected pause, and every unanswered question will seem less like interruptions and more like careful preparation for something truly meaningful. That final understanding is drawing closer now, and when it arrives, you will never look at this journey in quite the same way again. There comes a point in every meaningful journey when silence no longer feels empty. Instead, it begins to feel full of quiet expectation, as though every ordinary moment is gently carrying something extraordinary just beneath the surface. This is that point. Nothing around you may appear dramatically different today, yet something has shifted where your eyes cannot reach. A decision has become clearer. A heart has become steadier. A path that once seemed uncertain is slowly revealing its direction. Stay till the end, because what is about to unfold explains why patience has been one of the greatest gifts placed into this story. The request your soulmate has been preparing did not begin with words. It began with realization. They finally understood that some people leave a mark on the heart not because of grand moments, but because of quiet consistency. Your kindness, your resilience, your ability to continue moving forward even through unanswered seasons, these became memories that refused to disappear. They discovered that genuine connections are remembered in peaceful moments, not only emotional ones. That realization has followed them into every new day, becoming impossible to ignore. Heaven has been watching something beautiful happen without anyone needing to announce it. While you thought you were simply living through another chapter, your character was quietly becoming stronger. You learned to wait without losing hope. You learned to reflect without becoming discouraged. You learned that peace often arrives before answers do. Those lessons have shaped you into someone who can receive meaningful moments with gratitude instead of fear. Don't skip, because another gentle truth is waiting just ahead. Many people believe that important conversations begin the moment two people finally speak. But heaven sees them differently. The real conversation begins long before the first word is ever spoken. It begins in private moments of growth. It begins in decisions to forgive. It begins in choosing humility over pride, understanding over assumption, and patience over urgency. Those unseen conversations have already been taking place inside both hearts, preparing them for the day their paths meet again. Imagine standing before a beautifully crafted door. From the outside, it seems closed. Yet on the other side, everything has already been arranged. The light is on. The welcome has been prepared. The seat has been waiting. The only thing left is the gentle moment when the door quietly opens. Life often feels this way. We mistake preparation for absence, when in reality, preparation is evidence that something valuable is already being made ready. Your soulmate has begun looking toward the future with different eyes. Instead of asking, "What if this doesn't work?" another question has quietly taken its place. What if this is exactly the moment I was being prepared for? That single change has brought unexpected peace into their heart. They are no longer searching for perfect circumstances. They are searching for authentic connection, and authenticity has a way of finding its path when both hearts have learned to value truth above appearance. Something important is waiting for you, and its beauty is found in its simplicity. The request that is coming is not meant to impress. It is meant to express. It carries honesty instead of performance, gratitude instead of expectation, and hope instead of uncertainty. Those are the qualities heaven has been nurturing throughout this entire journey. Yet before the request finally reaches its moment, one last preparation remains. It is not about changing your future. It is about changing the way you recognize it when it arrives. There is a quiet sign, so gentle that many would overlook it, which will reveal that the season of preparation is giving way to the season of understanding. When that sign appears, you will realize that every peaceful step, every unexpected pause, and every lesson along the way has been leading toward this very moment. And that final piece is closer now than it has ever been before. Sometimes the greatest answers do not arrive by changing your circumstances first. They arrive by changing the way you see everything that has already been happening. That quiet shift is beginning now. Without noise, without rushing, and without demanding attention, a new understanding is gently finding its place within your heart. The season of wondering is slowly giving way to the season of recognizing. What once looked like scattered moments now begins to resemble a beautiful pattern that has been forming all along. Stay a little longer, because this part reveals why heaven never wasted a single step of your journey. There is a gentle reason the request from your soulmate has not appeared before this moment. Months ago, it might have been heard differently. Earlier, it may have been answered through emotion alone. But today, something has changed within both hearts. There is more patience, more wisdom, more willingness to truly listen. Heaven does not simply prepare opportunities. It prepares people to receive those opportunities with the maturity needed to protect them. Think about every unexpected delay you experienced. Every unanswered question. Every time you believed life had become unusually quiet. Those moments were never empty spaces. They became classrooms where your heart learned lessons that could never have been taught through comfort alone. You discovered how to remain hopeful without demanding immediate results. You discovered that peace is not created by having every answer, it is created by trusting that every chapter has its purpose. Don't skip, because another meaningful realization is waiting for you. Your soulmate has reached a place where they are no longer trying to escape what they truly feel. Instead, they have begun embracing it with quiet confidence. They have stopped searching for perfect words and started searching for honest ones. That difference changes everything. Honest words may not sound impressive, but they carry a warmth that rehearsed speeches never can. They have begun understanding that sincerity speaks louder than perfection ever will. There is another beautiful detail that heaven has been quietly arranging. While your soulmate has been preparing their heart, your own spirit has been learning how to recognize genuine intentions without becoming distracted by appearances. This preparation allows you to notice what truly matters. It allows you to value consistency over excitement, kindness over appearances, and truth over temporary emotions. These quiet lessons have become treasures that will remain with you long after this chapter has passed. Something important is waiting for you, not because it arrives with dramatic signs, but because it arrives carrying a quiet peace that feels strangely familiar. When the request finally reaches you, it may seem like a simple conversation on the surface. Yet beneath those words will be months of reflection, silent prayers, personal growth, and countless unseen moments that shaped both hearts into who they needed to become. That is why this moment will feel different. It will carry a depth that cannot be created overnight. Now another layer begins to unfold. Heaven is not only preparing a conversation, it is preparing understanding. There is a remarkable difference between hearing someone's words and truly understanding their heart. The request that is coming will invite you to look beyond the surface and notice the sincerity hidden within every sentence. It will remind you that meaningful connections grow strongest when they are nurtured with patience, compassion, and mutual respect. The journey, however, has not revealed its brightest moment yet. One final piece remains hidden just beyond the horizon. It is the quiet confirmation that will explain why this request arrives exactly when it does and why its timing carries more meaning than anyone could have imagined. When that final truth is revealed, every chapter before it will shine with a new purpose, and you will understand that heaven was never asking you to wait without reason, it was gently preparing you for something far more beautiful than you could have expected.